Alright, hi Jamaica and hi Plugin Jamaica family. Welcome again to another episode. We're going to look at an update on what's happening with EVs in Jamaica, right? And we have been seeing a lot of EVs on the road, Howie.
Yes, we have been seeing a
Actually,
lot
we
of
are
them.
here in Jamaica. Howie's in Jamaica, guys.
Yo,
And, he got to see for himself a lot of the EVs
are here.
on the road.
And people
So,
are using the charging stations on the launch coast. So yeah,
yeah.
I've seen them. I've seen a number of new charging stations have popped up because I need to go back to the one out in Discovery Bay to see it again because it's now filled the gap between the roundabout from the Texaco here on the boot. You have the LFA charging station, and then you now have a charging station at Discovery Bay to carry you all the way into Montego Bay if you need to. So yeah, the coverage is now good.
Things are happening. Things are happening. And the build out of the whole system is been good.
Yes, it has been.
So, but what there's a main deterrent we need to speak about for people who they are convinced about EVs. They see the savings.
Yo,
They love the comfort, the ride,
yo.
but there's the cost barrier to get over, right?
Yes, there's a cost
So
barrier.
let's talk about it.
The best way to start that off with is you have to ask yourself what's the amount that you're willing to spend in terms of the budget that you're willing to spend on a new vehicle, especially an electric vehicle. So now, if you're in a position where money is no object, well, we now have the Mercedes EQS in the country, so that basically has a large enough battery pack to circle the island without any problems. But let's say you are a family person on a budget. Where is that limit for that family
Hmm.
person?
I guess I could answer that. As we are right now looking to buy an EV, I mean, I don't think I want to spend any more than $7 million on a new to fairly new EV.
Okay.
Say something 3 years or younger.
All right.
In the current market, I think 7 million is my top.
Is it
However, the options that you have here seem to start a little bit above that.
that is true. That is
Apart
true.
from the Radar that we just reviewed,
Yeah, which was
it's
an
an
awesome
amazing
vehicle.
vehicle. And it gives you the utility for 7 million. So very good option there. But apart from that, uh,
There's nothing new on the market
no.
that is considered affordable for the average person.
I mean, BYD recently dropped the price on the what they call it, the Dolphin.
Yeah.
Uh, that's too small for somebody with probably a family of four.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a squeeze.
Right. That
You would
means
probably start at the Yuan Plus, which is gonna
there you
go
a little bit bigger with more
over
space.
budget.
Uh,
Yeah, and I think most people in Jamaica, if you look on the roads, the dominant family vehicle is a RAV4, CRV. You see what Kia is doing with the Sportage and the Hyundai with their SUVs. That size is what Jamaicans seem to want in terms of carrying stuff in the back, carrying the kids to school, round town stuff, not too costly. And those cars start at about 8, 9 already, right?
right.
So it would be unfair to expect an EV to cost less than those vehicles, but honestly, I think that is where I would start.
Alright. So let's say we like family of four, but you can't afford a brand new car. What would be the price point of a used vehicle that you can import and bring in that you say would be a reasonable price?
Okay. I mean, that's what I encourage persons who are looking in that price bracket buy used. Uh, we have brought in a couple vehicles that way, and it has worked out for us. And probably that's what I'll have to do again. If I was going to bring it in once again, I'm looking at the MGs.
Yeah, MGs would make sense.
Very, very cost effective and reliable vehicles. They do very well.
Yeah.
I would also look at the Tesla. Disclaimer, guys, I'm not a Tesla fanboy.
I am one.
How he is, he drives Teslas and ID4s in Florida. But for me, I mean, I've driven it. I love it. I love the tech. But do I need it? No.
No,
But
it's not
at the
needed.
current prices, guys,
Yeah, kind of up there.
they're
Kinda
tanking.
up there.
So you can get a nice Tesla Model Y here for under $6 million. If you're
bring
willing
it
to
in,
drive
yeah,
left-hand
bring
drive.
if you bring it in yourself.
Bringing it to yourself, you can spend about $6 million on a left-hand drive Model Y, if you're bringing it from the UK, you can get it here for about 8. So if you're in that budget, I would say that's a good option for Jamaica.
Right? But no, if you say, alright, if you're looking at Pro Box budget, what we're looking at then? If you're looking at Pro Box
There's an
budget,
EV. That's probably my car if you want it, guys.
Say,
The
a Pro Box
Nissan Leaf
budget
price has dropped a lot.
as well. Alright.
I mean,
But to be fair, you have the second generation Nissan Leaf. The price in the UK has dropped significantly, right? We do have the legislation that we can bring in the cars duty free from the UK, because we do have the
once it's made in that country.
once it's made in that country, then there is no import duty. If you're bringing a left-hand drive one from Europe directly, then you still have the ability
From
to
Germany or any one of those.
any countries where the car was
Volkswagen
actually
Group,
made,
yeah.
you can bring in the car without any import duty. But then you still have the other taxes. So for a person that say want a right-hand drive English version, right, and you don't want to pay any large amount of duties to bring it in, then a second generation Nissan
Excellent
Leaf
choice.
would be a good choice.
Excellent choice.
Now I would tell you, say, the 40 kilowatt pack would be in the price range of many people. The 62 kilowatt pack would give you the comfort to drive all over the place without any problems, right? So you're looking at a price range from anywhere between 3 million going to max at 5 million. So I mean, at those price points, I would tell you those are reasonable vehicles to get. If you want a German vehicle, let's say a Volkswagen ID4 or a Volkswagen ID3, those you can find at around the same price, but I'm going to be in left-hand drive if you don't want to pay the duty to bring them into the country. But those are very good vehicles.
And the mere fact that we can speak about so many vehicles, guys, it's a good sign.
Yeah.
When I was buying my electric car, it was just Nissan Leaf or the, what's the name of it? Renault Zoe.
Yeah, the Zoe. That was a
we're
bad
giving
vehicle.
issues in the beginning, but it's a very good car now.
Mm-hmm.
But now you guys have so many options. You have Hyundai coming out with some the Konas.
Yes,
We
the
even
Kona.
talk about that. Big up Banner. Banner drives a Kona and he
Can
swears
drive
by
around
that
the
car.
island.
Right?
Jesus, that car is awesome.
So, I mean, very good cars from Hyundai. Kia coming out with theirs. I mean, Kia Jamaica should bring the EV5.
Right, so the
Hopefully
EV9
by
would
next
be a
year.
good.
But
EV9
that
would be a
again,
good one.
the
Yes.
price at which they bring it in is going to be
Be a key
important,
point.
guys. So, look out for that. You know, so new car in Jamaica. I mean, yes, the bank will offer you better interest rates, but I think you still pay more in the long run. So if you're willing to buy new, you have options through
Yeah, the
BYD,
financial.
and then you have the higher end brands, the Minis, the BMWs, Jaguars, Mercedes. Who else has? Tends to be the higher end vehicles.
Yes, high-end vehicles. But then at the lower end of the market, you're going to end up going into used, because you have to take into consideration is that the price points that some of these vehicles are being sold for, people want a decent return on investment for the vehicles being sold. So that is understandable. But you have to come for mass adoption to be truly taken here in Jamaica. The price points have to be within reach of the average person, like a police officer, a teacher, somewhere in the middle, a middle ground. You need a middle ground, because you cannot ask somebody to spend almost $15 million on a car and think that it doesn't make sense.
Even with the savings, guys, it's going to take you longer to realize it at that price point. So I think here we think anywhere around 5 to 7 million is a sweet spot, especially if you're going to pair your car with solar energy and battery storage. You'll be saving on your utility bill, you're saving on your transportation and your maintenance costs. So
Yeah, all
I
three
mean,
would be done.
that's the sweet spot, I think. If you want like at least 5 to 7, 8 years of use of the car, around that price point is good.
I know that MG has given certain warranties for certain for core components. So whoever the dealership is for the MG vehicles here, for the electric vehicles, will basically have a nice advantage once those cars come into the market, either new or used.
I like how you touch on the warranties.
Yeah, the warranties.
Because if you realize EVs, warranties on them are longer than gas cars.
Yeah.
So that's even the confidence. I don't remember what flash motors warranties, I'll probably just put it up on the screen here. In terms of the battery and the motors, but it's a long
it's a
time.
good warranty.
You're
Good
probably
warranty.
gonna sell that car before the warranty is up, if you're gonna sell it.
Yeah.
But I mean, you won't have anything. The peace of mind with buying a new car then is another pro for it.
That is correct. Yes.
With the
warranty.
warranties, if you're buying used, bringing it in, you know that you can on your own. But the warranty is an indication to the reliability of the car, so you shouldn't have any issues, even if you're buying used.
Now we move on to the point of the battery life or battery degradation. First generation Nissan Leaf, like the one you have, there is battery degradation over a period of time because his is 10 years old and it has lost a couple bars. The longest car that I now have is going on to about almost 4 years old. My battery degradation at almost 80,000 miles, I've lost roughly about 10% of driving range, but it's not a lot because I still drive over 200 miles easy. So the battery degradation itself is going to totally be dependent on the battery chemistry as well as the battery management system, because like the RD6, right? You have two battery packs that are going to come with the vehicle, right? And both
LFP
battery packs,
and
the NMC,
NMC,
right? Both battery packs are good. The NMC gives you a better performance, right? But the LFP would be a more reliable battery in terms of the long run, right? And from that vehicle, the driving experience was awesome. So I mean, you will have 15 years if you keep in the vehicle for 15 years, right? If you buy it new, you're good to go. If you're passing that 15-year price point and you say I'm gonna keep it for almost 20 years, then it's something that you have to figure out, because the chances of degradation dropping so severely is kind of slim with the current technology. And if somebody offers battery swapping here, then that will also basically give new life, because the motor and the controller in the car is going to last forever, not a problem. Right, so there is that. It opens a market for a lot of people to say you can do something in relation to electric vehicles and still make money from it. So there is that.
That's promising.
Yeah.
So all in all, it's a good outlook for EVs in Jamaica at the right price.
Yes.
And we're hoping that when that car comes at the right price, it will just open the doors for more persons to experience all the benefits, the savings, the comfort that comes with owning an electric car. There's something else we want to talk about, Holly.
Yeah, never touch it.
Something happened in the news recently, guys.
Oh, boy.
That wasn't, I think, a good move by the government. I mean, they've been doing well in terms of the whole incentivizing EV adoption. So let's start there. They tried introducing the electric buses.
Yes.
But probably not the best implementation of it in terms of the support for the EV buses. Maybe someone with more experience should have been, let me not say, I don't know what the reason behind it was, but maybe they didn't realize the benefits and they decided now to, or maybe it was always in the plan to go CNG.
Alright,
So,
we're going to go with that one.
Yeah.
Alright, so you know that the first Golden Dragon electric bus was here before the CNG auto was placed, and the bus was put on a number of roads. Now, we don't have any data, or any data has been made public to see if that bus was suitable for the roads that it was put on. But at the same time, the JUTC should have had data to make it a more viable option than purchasing a CNG bus. So my question is, what data was provided or shown to them that says the CNG bus was a better buy than an electric, than ordering the CNG buses?
Well, we already know the answer to that. There is no data that proves anything like that.
No.
Electric buses are far more efficient, cost effective over the life of the ownership of the bus than any other technology currently, right?
Correct, yes.
So we're trying hydrogen, but it's not widely
there
available as yet.
No.
But right now, battery electric buses would be the best option, right? We see it working in Barbados.
Yes, we
So you
definitely
have
see
a
it working in
Caribbean
Barbados.
model
Yes, we have a Caribbean
close to
model.
home that we could have looked at.
Real close.
And you have others further afield in China and elsewhere that show you battery electric buses are the most cost-effective option.
Right.
But for some reason,
We went with
we
CNG.
went with CNG. And I mean, yes, it means less emissions, Howie,
Yes, less emission in
But-
comparison to a diesel bus.
in comparison to this.
But
yes.
when you have an electric bus that don't produce any emission and the power generation to create the electricity is far more efficient than the bus itself, how did a CNG win out over an electric vehicle? That is my question to anybody that
Well, we
is
ask the
in-
government now. Government, if you're listening, how is it? How is it
How
that
is it?
CNG is
Yeah.
better than? I mean, I welcome them people come and talk and plug in Jamaica. Tell us.
I am open
we
to that
want to know.
discussion.
We
We're
want to
open
know,
to that
right?
discussion, right? We want a data analysis showing the problems that were developed while the electric buses were on roads, on them road to see if the bus them had any problems or them just couldn't do the job that the CNG bus I'm
They
going
don't have any. I see them on the road and they're quiet, no emissions. I mean, I talk to people who ride them and they love it.
Yes.
The drivers get mixed reaction because I guess they're used to
The
the
nice.
diesel and so forth. But I mean, overall, it has been positive feedback. So I'm not sure what prompted this. As I said, it could have been something from the say they wanted to have an energy mix. They don't
Alright.
want to put all the eggs in one basket.
I give you that. I will
So-
say that is an acceptable point of view because if you have a CNG fleet with a mix of electric vehicles, then yes, you do have a backup. But you will also have that. You will also see that there are studies out there that will say it would have been better to use the CNG for power generation, right? Which would have been more efficient to charge the buses then, right? Than to be fueling an inefficient CNG bus. Now, you're going to compare the CNG bus to a diesel bus. Hands down, the CNG bus wins. But if you compare an electric vehicle to the CNG bus, the electric vehicle itself, in terms of performance, in terms of what it's capable of doing, beats the CNG bus. Right? So that is something that somebody in the government has shown me how that work out. No, all right, I give you that. Let's say if New Fortress foot the bill for the dispensary at a bus depot, and the only thing that government have to do is buy the fuel, right? Somewhere along the line, yes, that is a cost-effective savings to the JUTC and the government on a whole.
Short term.
Short term, I give you that, short term. But short term can mean long term.
It won't be long term because New Fortress is going to lock you in on a contract to buy their gas.
And then if international
You
gas
have
prices
no-
fluctuate,
and
you have no
control
control
over
over
that.
it.
What we have control over is the sunshine and the wind.
Alright, and we have
and
hydro.
that can charge the buses.
There you go.
So
Right?
short term and long term, it would have been a better decision just to, even if you're going to maintain a diverse energy mix,
Mhm.
allocate more of that mix to battery electric than
Uh-huh.
any other source
I
of
give you that.
energy. So that would have been the
The best route.
best route. But again, invitation, guys, put it in the comments. Why you think the government go with CNG? And do you think it is really a better choice than the battery electric? Right? You clearly know
Our position on
our
that
position
one.
on it. So
Yeah,
we welcome your feedback too.
Right? And we're going to definitely try to do some more of these videos and get some other people in from different fields that have different experience, right? To say this is going to be a topic that we have to talk about more, because I know that the UWI is having a different set of programs where they're training people on electric vehicles, and I know one of their professors did a piece recently where he showed that in the worst case scenario for electric vehicle is better than a diesel bus.
We can put that link to that in the description,
in the
guys.
description, right?
So you can see.
But the CNG move, I can understand it. It's a short-term move. Them never foot the bill for all of the infrastructure, and I have to give them that. But we should, I think, long-term, because you still CNG is still a fossil fuel,
We
and
typically own these buses for 15 years or more.
Yeah.
So kind of locked in for the next 20 years, call it.
Yeah, it depends.
Yeah.
Right? But then the minister did promise to buy 200 electric buses as it goes along, based on the agreements that they have. So we'll wait and see.
You will see.
Right?
That's how we will see. But yeah. Anything else you want to talk about happening in Jamaica with EVs?
No, not yet. The infrastructure build out is taking place. We know that Evergo have them dedicated charging station in DR now, Punta Cana. And we're hoping that when they bring that one here, them put a Devon Rose ice cream inside of it, and we start from there, because that's a good move for them dedicated charging service that was done in Punta Cana, because it's really nice.
It's nice.
Yeah.
So, there was a recent seminar held at UWI,
Yeah, that seminar with
and they
Dr.
seem to having some training, bringing in courses at the high school level, exposing students to battery electric technologies. I think that's good, getting that generation ready for what is to come. So kudos to them.
Yeah,
And we need more things like that, more educational initiatives to
that is
assist
dependent
the adoption
on
of
new
EVs in
technologies.
Jamaica.
Yeah.
Alright.
I can say that move is a very good move, and we're going to do the same thing. We're going to keep educating people on electric vehicles here at Plug-in Jamaica, because we're going to show the rest of the world that Jamaica is not backwards, and we're up there with the best of them. So that adoption for a small island developing state is a good thing, because it reduces the greenhouse gas emissions, right?
Reliance on imported fuel.
Reduce the costs, right? And we save instead of giving away money to the oil industry, we save it and keep it in our pocket and do developments here, right? And the CNG move, why that's all right. That's all right. But thank you for tuning in.
Yeah, man, and guys, stay plugged in Jamaica.